Well, my name is Orny Allness, and I've lived here on this place all my life, with the exception of the time I spent in World War II in the U.S. Navy. Other than that, I came out of the service and I went back into farming. I farmed the rest of my life. I'm still called an active farmer. I still got one tractor, although I don't do anything like my full farming. I rent out most of my land. I got married in 1954, I think it was, and we had 5 children. I had over about 50 years of nice wedded life, wonderful life, and family. So I've had a real wonderful life, actually, a long one and a good one. Well, I was on a troop and supply ship, 535 feet long. It was actually a passenger liner when it was built, because we made some pretty long trips across the ocean. I went aboard ship as just a plain seaman, deck force, and I didn't stay there too long till I started working up. From then on, I was on that ship for 26 months. That was my home. And I was on the water back and forth in the Pacific. We went to the Aleutian Islands, Dutch Harbor, Kodiak, 4 times, hauling sailors up. After 4 different trips, we went to Alaska. And the first trip I was on was the worst and the stormiest. We had ended up with 50-foot swells. That's what they said it was. It was kind of a little bit scary. A lot of times when the old nose would go down in the water and you were wondering if you were coming up again or not, you know, the bow of the ship, not the main superstructure, but the bow would go down into the water, and when they did come up by water, it was just flying tons of it off the top. After we left Aleutian, so then we started going south to the southern islands, south of the equator. I was in on 2 different take-backs, or whatever you want to call it, when we took the islands back from the Japanese that they'd taken from us, you know. I was in the Marshalls when we took them back. And then Guam was the next one that I helped take back. That was a big one and a tough one. They were both tough enough, but that was another big fight. It was wartime, so that's what you had to live by. You had to be ready for it, because you never knew. We'd have to stand watch 4 hours on and 4 off, and watch for any air raid or airplanes coming in for bombing or anything like that. We were on the alert, on our guns all the time. We were retaking the Guam Islands. We had an awful lot of wounded Marines and Army guys. We flew the white flag, so we were supposed to be neutral, but they shoot you anyway. They didn't pay no attention then. Oh, I got into several air racing experiences, I guess. So in Guam, one time there, the Japanese were on the other side of the mountains. They were that close yet at that time. And they lobbed a bomb over the mountain and come down and landed about 150 feet away from the ship. War hell, nothing else. But you get in there and you do what you have to do, whatever happens. When we were done, we'd taken the Guam Islands. I was already far enough along in my duty, so I put in for a transfer because I'd been under 26 months. So if I could get it, if they'd transfer me off, I'd take duty some other place for a while, which I did. I ended up down in San Diego, down at the welding school down there. Went through it, more training on that. Then they transferred me right from the welding school to the repair base there in San Diego. So I worked on the ships that come in and were shot up. I was at the repair base there then in San Diego. So after the war was over, I stayed there until my turn come up to get discharged. And, I made it home in December, middle of December, right before Christmas. So when I come back then to peacetime, I come back here, got discharged to Minneapolis. I got my discharge papers there at the airport, or Old Jim Road. Got my discharge, and I come back here, and here I am.
Was it difficult to adjust much when you got back from the war? Because you said you served for how many months, did you say?
Oh, well, it took a while to kind of, get back in it, but then you got back into your groove, you got your work to do, and it just smoothed out. But I don't know, you went right back into the rhythm you had back here instead of in the military. That is such a change from the time that before the war, when I was growing up till now, that you can't hardly comprehend what goes on, Your transportation and your electrically, we didn't have electric lights out here or nothing. We got them in 40-something, 1940, 41. Farming equipment is my stars. From then till now, there's no comparison. In them 100 years, quite a change, that's for sure. I don't know, it's hard to comprehend everything is so different,
Do you think about your time in World War II, like today? Did it come to your mind fairly often, or do you not think about it too much? Or?
Oh, I think about it once in a while, but I'm happy I could serve my country. I'm proud of that for the time I spent in there. So that's about it. I probably went and done my little bit, and that's about what it amounted to, like everybody else did, I think. You done your job there, just like any other place, and you ended up serving and being thankful that you could.
Postcards is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota. Additional support provided by Margaret A. Cargill Philanthropies, Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farms, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota. On the web at shalomhillfarm.org. Alexandria, Minnesota, a year-round destination with hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for memorable vacations and events. More information at explorealex.com. A better future starts now. West Central Initiative empowers communities with resources, funding, and support for a thriving region. More at wcif.org.